Hey everybody, welcome to this week's recap of Project Runway.
Woo! So this is part 1 of the finale.
Ugh.
And it's not just the finale, it's like the last season on Bravo.
Right.
So this could be it, really.
Well, it could be.
Because you don't know.
The designers return home. I love these shows when they go and visit them in their natural environment.
Yeah, so they're going to have to create 10 looks in 2 months, and they have $8,000. But
they got to throw in a wedding dress.
This wedding dress will be judged when they return to see who goes to the final 3.
So 4 weeks later, Tim Gunn visits his little lambs, starting with Korto.
Yes.
In Little Rock, Arkansas.
So the theme for her collection, she went very like earthy.
Yeah, classy.
Yeah.
High end.
She was doing her own beading and stuff.
Right.
And it was like crazy cool.
Yeah. I loved her wedding dress, what I saw of it anyway. I just saw it for, you know, just the top part. I thought it was really fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim met her family and friends, including her little daughter, Elise, who was
so
adorable.
Cute.
She did a little drum show for Tim with her drumming partner. She's pretty talented.
And she told a really touching story.
Really inspiring about how she had to escape from Liberia and they couldn't go back, otherwise her dad would have been executed.
And her parents totally had to like start over.
Yeah, I was really inspired by her.
Me too.
Then Leanne was up next from Portland, Oregon.
Yes, she took a few days off when she got back, went down to the whatever water.
The water.
I don't know what kind of water.
For a few days.
Yeah, and she was really inspired by the waves.
Right. And her collection was mostly white and aqua.
Mm-hmm.
The wedding dress was a little scary to me.
At the time, yeah, it was.
Yeah, very scary.
But you know what? I kind of would have guessed that it was her collection anyway from seeing it.
Right.
Because, like, she always does that kind of wave thing.
She does. The funniest part of her little video package was her and Tim Gunn on a bike build for 2. Whoa!
Leanne! Oh, let me check my medical insurance policy.
She was a dancer as a little girl, and she started designing her costumes from the age of like 12. She always knew that she wanted to be a fashion designer, so that's inspiring too. Next up was Tim was visiting Jerell in downtown LA. I can't talk tonight. I'm so excited and emotional.
So, Jerell's collection is very, like, evening fabulous.
Yes.
Very
decadent.
Rich. Keywords here, people.
Yes.
Keywords.
The fabric on his wedding dress, he loves using that taffeta, and it looks rich and expensive.
I'm not a big fan of the taffeta.
I'm a big fan of the taffeta. I'm a big fan of editing also, and Jerell needs to do some major editing. I
think when you use taffeta, you risk it being a little too sloppy because you don't know what you're gonna get.
It crushes so easily.
Taffeta, darling.
I know. So he grew up in South Central LA, and it looked pretty scary. You know,
they were showing pictures and like videos and stuff.
Yeah.
It was scary.
His parents really sacrificed so much, especially his dad, and he is grateful. I love seeing that when, you know.
That was another really touching story.
Yeah, it really was touching.
They all had, like, crazy stories.
They did, except for Kenley.
No, hers was cool, too.
I don't know. She grew up in Brooklyn, probably, and that's where she is now. And she was inspired by her grandmother, who was a calendar girl.
Wow.
I know. She had a really cool picture of her in this big dress all, like, laid out. It was pretty cool. But her grandma died, like, a few months ago, so she's still really feeling the effects of that. The theme of her clothes and her collection is painting the roses red, like an Alice in Wonderland type theme.
She actually did paint some of the fabrics that she's using.
Right.
And I thought they came out really cool.
They did. But she had a rope neck dress.
Tim was like, this makes me think of people hanging themselves.
I'm very disturbed by it, Kenley, really. And the feather wedding dress, really, it kind of looked like a newborn chicken.
I thought it was really cool.
See, I didn't like it as much as you.
I liked it. It's very old school Hollywood.
Yeah. Either she has no friends or Tim didn't want to hang out because they really didn't show any of her, you know, family.
I don't know. It was weird.
Well, it's back to New York time.
Yeah.
And they're staying at the Presidential Suite at the Westin Hotel in New York City.
So Leanne and Kato got there first,
Right.
and they were like, we're rooming together.
Right.
And then Jerell got there, and they're like, you're sleeping with Kenley.
He's like, I'll be sleeping on the couch. So Kenley arrives, and it was awkward.
Yeah, so then she's like, guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, it's just a show, okay?
So they were like, okay, for now.
Yeah. There's going to be one more challenge, though, kids.
What?
I know. You have to design an accompanying bridesmaid dress to go along with the wedding dress that we had you design.
I have to say, though, I'm not surprised that they had another challenge.
They always do that. They should have known that. So you get $150 and one day. They only had till midnight that night to finish their bridesmaid dress.
Yeah.
And they will be judging the wedding dress and the bridesmaid dress in a runway show, which will be your ticket to Bryant Park.
Wow. So it was the last night of competition before the final three, and Tim was so emotional.
I love when Tim gets emotional.
Me too.
It shows his softer
I
side.
was like, oh,
Tim Gunn, we love you.
Yes.
Don't clean up your space.
Tim. No.
So it's time for the runway show. Of course, Michael Kors.
And Nina Garcia. There was no guest judge.
Oh, I'm shocked. They should have had Tim Gunn step in.
Or Austin Scarlett, wedding
Austin
challenge.
Scarlett. I was hoping it was going to be Austin Scarlett, but they had no one.
Austin Scarlett.
Austin. My little New York accent creeps in there every once in a while. Sorry, kids.
All right, so Jerell, what was with the flower headpiece? It was a little bit much.
Yeah, and the fabrics looked rich, but the jeweled boobs were way over the top.
Didn't he do something like that last time?
Yeah.
For his
And they didn't
evening
like
gown?
it then. Kenley, the bride was a bird.
I liked it.
I didn't like it that
I
much.
liked it.
I'm surprised Michael Kors liked it as much as he did. I was all prepared for him to be like, oh no.
I thought he didn't because it was
No,
too
he said it was.
McQueen.
He said it was a copy, whatever, and it was inspired by that. But I like it.
And he loved the bridesmaid's dress.
I thought the bridesmaid's dress was a little bit short.
Well, it's not your traditional wedding.
I guess not. Not if the bride is a bird. All right, so Kato. The bride's dress needed some editing.
A little bit.
It looked like she had put like a lot more stuff on it since the Tim Gunn check-in.
Yeah, it was a lot at the top with the ruffles and then the big jewelry.
Yeah. And her two dresses didn't relate to each other.
I thought the fabrics related, but
They were exactly the same.
I guess they didn't tell the same story.
No,
I really liked her bridesmaid's dress, though.
I did too.
Maybe not for a wedding, but for, like...
I love her
Regular.
style of the deep V.
Yes.
It's very, very classy. So, Leanne, what can we say besides exquisite?
Okay, I saw her wedding dress before it was on the model, and I was like... And then I was like, what? Because it was totally
When that
hot.
thing was on the bride and the bridesmaid, those two things looked like they were just floating down the runway.
And they totally related, too.
Yeah, it was like a dream. And of course, her execution, as always, was flawless.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like, you know, angels had sewn it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Leanne and Kenley are in. And it comes down to the other two, Jerell and Korto. That's Garish, too much! Versus, these two don't relate to each other, darling.
Yes, so you know what? Kato's in.
Yeah.
Jerell.
Jerell had the best line of the whole thing.
Tear it up, girls. He's always got the best
Jerell,
lines.
we love you. We got to give you a round of applause because not only are you a fabulous designer, but you are quite a character. And people will appreciate that when they're buying your clothes because they're going to be like, oh, I want that crazy guy.
I love that Jerell.
Yes. So, kids, next week, the finale, hopefully, unless they screw it up and put an Andy Cohen special in there. But check in with us after you watch it next week, and we'll dish the dirt. Till then, much love.